right, it's great to have you back here joining us today for this press conference. Congratulations again on the victory last night. We've got Loyal McQueen, we've got Aaliyah Nye, and we've got Sarah Ashlee Barker. I should know her name by now. We're going to start with some questions from the media that are assembled here in Austin. And again, thank you for those people who are joining us on Zoom. Please use the raised hand function, and you'll be able to ask your question in a few moments. All right, we'll start today with Mark Rosner, Associated Press. Mark, please bring the microphone here.
This is any of the players. What had you had a, I don't want to say easy, but you scored last night, inside, outside. What have you noticed about Texas that might look a little more problematic defensively?
I think that when it comes to Texas, they're an aggressive team on the offensive end and on the defensive end. They deny you really hard. They're really good, defensively sound. We know they're going to play really, really hard. And so I think that it's really just about taking care of the ball. They really force their opponents to turn the ball over. Last night we didn't take care of the ball, so we know that going into tomorrow that we've got to take care of the ball a lot better just because – they take those turnovers and they push in transition when you turn the ball over. And so it's really just about trying to take care of the ball. Defense or rebound, they're going to be really hard on the offensive glass. They're big. They have a big presence. And so from a defensive standpoint, they're just going to be in the gaps the whole game. They're going to have their length. They're going to use their length, and we've got to be able to just try and attack and not be afraid to take it to the hoop just because of their length.
Danielle Lerner, Houston Chronicle. For Sarah, Ashlee, and Aaliyah, what have you two noticed about how Loyal has kind of stepped into this starting role this season, and where do you think that she's grown the most?
Obviously, being a point guard is hard. You have to know everybody's position. You have to be very vocal, and I think something that I've seen Loyal grow the past, just this season and from last year, is she's very vocal. She's just something that we need. She is a point guard that we need. She's been very vocal this year. She has stepped into her role, and she's just a great leader all around. She's starting to find her game, I feel like, in these past few games, and I'm just very proud of where she's come and how much she's grown.
Yeah, I would agree to that. I also think that she's one of the hardest workers on this team. You know what you're going to get from her every single night. When things don't go her way, she doesn't put her head down. She continues to push and she continues to get through adversity. And so I think that having a senior like that, have freshmen look up to her like that, she's really close with Essence Cody, and she really has been like a mentor for her. And I've definitely loved seeing that. I love seeing that relationship. She's just a great person. She's a great teammate. And at the end of the day, she's like Aaliyah was saying, it's hard being a point guard. I'm not in her shoes. You've got to take control of your team. You have to command the ball. You have to handle defensive pressure the whole game. And so I think she's done a great job with that this year. I think that, if I was in her position as a point guard, I would feel stressed at times. And so I'm just really proud of her. I'm proud of who she is. I'm proud of the player that she's becoming, and also who the player she is now. But yeah.
Next question will come from Danny Davis, Austin American-Statesman.
Sarah, Ashlee, kind of take me through last night. What did you think of your teammates kind of picking you up when you were in foul trouble? And when I looked over there, you always seemed engaged. You always seemed kind of up and at them. How did you kind of handle that yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. As a competitor, I wanted to be on the floor. But I really, after the game, I was actually talking to, one of my friends, and I was like, it was probably the most happy that I've been in a game from a standpoint of being able to cheer my teammates on, because usually I'm on the floor, and some of those teammates that I was cheering for last night usually are on the bench cheering for me, and so it kind of gave me a chance to everything that they've done for me this year by picking me up, by cheering me on the bench, by saying, "SA, you're doing such a good job." I got to do that for them last night, and so I think I really cherished that moment. I was able to pick them up and be like, "Hey, you don't need me to win this game," because at the end of the day, the game of basketball isn't one person. You have 5 people on the floor. You've got coaches. You've got bench players. And that's how I took it. I knew coming off when I came out with foul trouble, I had to be engaged for my team. I had to be the leader that they needed me to be, because a leader isn't someone who's just on the floor. A leader is someone off the court in their life in general. And I knew that. I knew that that last night my job was to cheer on for the team on the sideline, and that I had to do that. And I took full responsibility with that, but I also have coaches who were in my ear saying, hey, we need you. Like, your presence is felt. We need that presence from you, even if you're not on the floor. And then they looked at me last night, too, when I came out, and they're like, hey, we're good. Like we got you. And so I know that, I have their back, they have my back, and that's all you can do in those situations, because you're not going to get calls that go your way sometimes, and you can't be frustrated about that. And I'm very grateful that we won the game last night, and I had no doubt that they were going to pick my back up last night.
Roger Hoover with the Crimson Tide Sports Network. A question for Loyal. Just how did you see Alabama's depth really shine yesterday? Because, again, it looked a little different on the floor at times, but this still offense put up 82 points. Just how did everything flow offensively with different depth on the floor?
Yeah, I think it just goes to show how many great pieces that we have. Like S.A. said, she's typically on the floor, but I think Carly Weathers did a great job last night. She stepped up big for us. Berger Williams came in and gave us some good minutes offensively and defensively. And we're definitely, who knows what tomorrow brings, who knows who's going to get in foul trouble or something like that happen. So just super thankful for them they show up every day and work extremely hard. So in those moments, I'm just happy that they were able to step up last night.
A reminder before we take another question from the media here in Austin, if you are joining us on Zoom and you do have a question, please use the raised hand function, and we will have you address your question to the student athletes. Thank you. We're back here in Austin.
Nick Macon, Crimson Tide Productions. Congratulations on y'all's win yesterday. We all know that after a win, you guys go get ice cream. What are some of y'all's favorite flavors?
This is the best question that I've ever been asked. If you know me, ice cream is my thing, and I eat it every single day. I'm like more of a chocolate girly, so I just anything chocolate, and you can add some cookie dough in there, some Oreos, some brownies. I could go on and on about ice cream, but I'll let them take the floor now.
Thanks for that question. I like fruity flavors, so I'm more of like a raspberry sorbet type of girl, or just like the rainbow sorbet. So yeah.
I'm more of like a simple girl, so like more of like just chocolate, maybe a little brownie or something like that, but just chocolate.
You've got to add the brownie. You have to.
Brownie.
Warmed.
Thumbs up for that question. That's outstanding. I've never seen people more excited to answer a question ever in a press conference. Good job. All right, we're going to go back to Mark Rosner here. No, we're not. Mark is drawing the line. Too much pressure. All right, there you go. Mark Rosner, Associated Press.
Loyal, the way Essence played last night, what do you need from her tomorrow, given the size you've talked about with Texas and depth they have up front?
Yeah, like I said, Essence, I think Essence has no clue how good she can be. And I think every day I just talk to her about continuing to believe in herself and continuing to be aggressive. So tomorrow we're just going to need for her, like I said, in those moments, if she gets a foul call, just continuing to keep her composure. But we're going to need her tomorrow to be a force in the inside and continue to crash the boards and to also be aggressive looking for her own shot as well.
We're going to go back to Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman for the next question. Danny.
This is for any of the players, but what's kind of your mindset going into tomorrow, knowing the crowd's going to be against y'all? It's neutral, I guess, but it's a hostile territory for y'all. What's the mindset going with that?
We have to just come in and stay together. That's why it's a game of runs. So they're going to go on runs, and we're going to go on runs, and I think we just have to stay together, play Alabama basketball, and just go with our game plan. They're really good. They're a bigger team than Florida State, so I think we just have to rebound. We can't put them at the line. We got to get out in transition. So I think just coming in with our game plan and obviously being vocal and loud and just sticking together.
Yeah, I'm just super excited. I think it's going to be fun. This is what March Madness is all about. I'm super blessed to be here, and I can't wait for tomorrow.